So, hi, I'm Thomas Mortagne. I work on, as a core committer on XWiki project, and I will talk about some new things on XWiki around extension and how to install and find them. So a little word about. So I work for XWiki SAS as a core committer, and XWiki SAS is the usual company based on the open source product with support, hosting, and things like that. So why do we need it to work on an extension manager? In XWiki, you have all sorts of extensions. It's actually a set of extensions that you reunite in a distribution, a bit like Linux systems. So it's starting to be a growing environment with a lot of extensions, and it was starting to be a bit complex to know what you can install. And also when you do an extension, you want to user access it easily. Another important point about XWiki is that most of what you see in XWiki is wiki pages that include applications, data, and all sorts of things. So where you can customize and modify everything you see in the default XWiki UI. So when you start modifying standard pages, it works great, and it's done exactly for it. But when you want to upgrade, it was starting to be a nightmare when you have a lot of modification on standard pages, and we needed to provide a way to do three-way merges and conflict resolution when you have some modification of your own that you forgot and you don't know really exactly what you change over the time. Okay, so let's see a bit of demo. Okay. So the first part of Extension Manager is what we call the distribution wizard. So as I said, in XWiki you can build any distribution you want. You have extension, XWiki Enterprise and XWiki Manager, which has two default extensions, but anyone can build a lot of different products. You have XWiki, if you know it. You have many products that are using a XWiki extension. So we needed to make easy when you install the server part to help the user choose the right UI to install. And also when you upgrade the WAR on the server side, to help the user know what to do to finish the upgrade on the wiki pages. So when you install XWiki, you get this UI, and it explains you what you already have. So here we have installed XWiki extension, XWiki Enterprise, and it doesn't want to go down. So here you have the distribution which has been installed, and it proposes you the default UI for this distribution. And you can install it right away. So it will download everything it needs. So as you see, you have a lot of... This UI is actually an entry point for a lot of applications you have by default in XWiki Enterprise. So you have a powerful dependency management system, and you can automatically download and install it. During the installation, you have a detailed log of everything that has been done during the installation. Since at first we are a guest user, we need to log, because among other things in XWiki, even users are wiki pages, and we just installed some users here, and we lost admin rights as a guest. So here you get. So everything you see here had just been installed downloaded and installed by the distribution wizard. So let's pick an actual extension that you install after. So here you have the whole extension manager. The first thing XWiki will do at startup is to try to find everything you already have, which means every extension, every jar, every piece of software you can already use and you already have when you resolve dependencies, to be sure to install something which is compatible with it. So here you have a lot of things coming from the XWiki WAR package, and you have also all the jar coming with whatever application server you installed. Here it's JT, for example. So if you have an extension which depends on a Jackrabbit, for example, it's already there. It will not try to download it again. And also, if you need a different version of what's already in the class loader, it will indicate you that it's not compatible with this version. So here you find all the extension we just installed with the distribution wizard. So all these are XAR extension, which means a package with wiki pages in them. And you can uninstall and upgrade them here when there is a new version. And you can search for new extension. So for example, you have here various extension I did for the demo, and a lot of extension coming from extension.xwiki.org. Which is a repository which is open to everyone to publish extension, which end up in all XWiki instances. So let's install this one. And you see it depends on another extension, which is not installed yet either, which is a presentation to build an extension, to build a presentation and display them to the actual presentation. So it's just a HTML5 presentation to display. So that's another slide. 5 minutes. Okay. So we get the presentation we had already, and let's go to a summary of all the features you get in Extension Manager. So the first part and the important part is that you can install, uninstall, upgrade, downgrade, etc. And any extension which is, for now we support XAR and jar extensions. When you install a jar, you don't have to restart, or when you install it, you don't have to restart. It will be applied right away. XAR are wiki pages, so for them it's not a big issue either. You have a powerful dependency management, so you can have any extension depending on any other extension coming from various repositories. For example, you can have an extension on extension.xwiki.org, which need to get some jar from the Maven central repositories. Get multi-wiki slide then. Okay. So you have also support for Maven and XWiki repository for now, which means you can add to the XWiki configuration any Maven repository, whether it's the Maven central repository or any of your repository. And we also have a tool based on XWiki, on which you have a repository manager UI to upload extension. It's the one we use in extension.xwiki.org, for example. But you can install your own anywhere. And everything you have in this framework, except the XAR extension and the XWiki specific UI. It's all usable outside of XWiki, like things like XWiki rendering. You can use all this framework, dependency management, and jar installation, install, and things like that outside of XWiki in any Java project, basically. You have two main points of extension in Extension Manager to add new feature. You can add new extension handlers and new repository type handlers too. Those are some IDs. For example, in XWiki you can use the Python macro or the Ruby macro, which is based on Java scripting system. So we could imagine install Python packages or Ruby packages directly in XWiki from Extension Manager. The same way you could get this extension from PyPy repository, which is a reference repository from Python packages. You have the same for Ruby with Ruby gem. And we could also imagine having it's the last one. Use support Artifactory, Nexus, and things like that to have more advanced feature on Maven repository, because you can search on plain Maven repository and things like that. Okay, and that's all for now.